unbelievable. I never realised just what it entails for them. Gobsmacked would be a proper word for it, and the amount of cost it costs them. You know, when if somebody gets it, and not only are they restricted in the zones, all the clean up, and they only get compensated for the birds that are lost, the dead ones, not the live ones. It seems quite strange to me, and I can understand where the grievance about the backyard keepers is coming from. Well, we'll try and do a lot more, but we are notifying all breed clubs. We have a website and we have Facebook. We're using that as a media. We've 2 people that sit on council who have been meeting with DEFRA regular away and coming up with different ideas and going with ideas to them, and everything's published and then not only put on our website, but we have what we call affiliated societies, not only breed club societies but affiliated societies, poultry clubs up and down the country, and they get notified of every rule change, and also guidelines and things like that, and especially the poster that's upstairs that's been shown. So we try and get it out, but if there's 35,000 backyard keepers, probably 6,000-7,000 we get to, so there's a lot more to be done. You know, how to look after the birds, to keep them in and control wild birds getting to them, and just a general sort of guidance with what to do when bird flu's about. I've been going round shows, I've been going round to feed merchants, pet stores, anywhere where I think people who have got poultry will go, and giving them leaflets and whatever, and to make it more known, because as I said, in April I was interviewed by the BBC on Look North about the avian influenza, and I said on there that I didn't think DEFRA were doing enough to get it out to not the show people but the backyard keepers about the consequences of the avian flu. These things can go out. We've thought of as much as we can to do it. We've printed to sign one of those, and now it's all.
Which is we have 2 main sites.
Yeah, so definitely backyard flocks we've identified, it's very hard to get information out to them, so we're trying now a number of ways to get that information out. So we have various magazines which we use, the NFU Poultry magazine, and also our Countryside magazine, which has a membership of about 35,000 people, typically smallholders that have backyard poultry, so we can get some key messages out in there. In our latest edition we've had 4 pages, a big illustration and some top tips of what they can do to be prepared for this winter. We've also done other things, so we've tried to get out on local radio and get leaflets and posters out. We've actually worked with DEFRA as well and their comms team, looking at producing a poster which has got top tips on, such as not feeding the birds outside, so to detract wild birds and things like that. And we've also produced these cards, so we've got little top tips cards which have been going around all the county shows over the summer. We've also distributed them to feed merchants, pet shops and things like that, to try and get the messages out, and they've got top tips on and also information on how to sign up to the poultry register. Yeah, very good question. We are working with organisations such as the Poultry Club of Great Britain. The reason for that and the reason for having them here today at the AI Roadshows is so that we can work together. It's very easy for one side of the industry to criticise the other side, but we should all work together, and the more we can do that, the more we can get those messages out. So using groups like the Poultry Club of Great Britain is a great way of getting our message to the people we need to get the message to. Yeah, so we're working constantly with DEFRA and with the Chief Veterinary Officer Nigel Gibbons, looking at ways of how we can reduce the impact of backyard flock outbreaks, and there's 6 of the 13 outbreaks last winter were in backyard flocks, and it does have a huge knock-on effect on the commercial sector, particularly if we've got members that are in the zones that need movement licences and things like that. So we're continually working with them on that.